Hi folks, how you doing? Well, welcome to another video in this little series. How many times have you heard women, or if you're a woman out there watching this, how many times have you said or heard women say, I always end up dating jerks. All the guys I go for are assholes. How many men have you seen, how many of you men out there have seen women walk by 10 decent men, nice guys, to date the complete asshole? How many of you have seen shine just a bevy of nice guys, decent guys, guys you know, they're nice guys, you give respect. Just shine them on and just turn right around and go right for the biggest asshole in the bar or wherever you're at or at work. Is Kel saying you need to be an asshole to date women, to be successful with women? No. Why does it happen though? Because total assholes, jerks, cheaters, guys like that are dominant because they're being what they want to be. They're just being assholes. They are dominant and they are just displaying strength and power. But I don't recommend women out there date guys like that. I don't recommend you being a guy like that. There's a difference between being an asshole, a selfish jerk, you know what I'm saying, and being a man of strength, a man who has power. Being a strong man, there's a big difference. A lot of weak guys are assholes too. It doesn't show as much sometimes to women. They find it later on. But there's weak men who are showing their belly to women, and other men sometimes too. And there are strong men with self-respect who have a code they live by and don't take women as seriously as the weak man does. They don't put women on a pedestal. And they are complete assholes. Why do women go for assholes? Because it looks like strength to them. It looks like power, and it does have a certain amount of power. I don't recommend to be an asshole, but I'm just saying a lot of cheating, rotten men, you know, bad boys, really are bad guys. They're not bad boys, they're bad guys. Nothing wrong with being a bad boy. I don't recommend you be an asshole. But women who are biologically, through evolution, evolved to want to be with strong, powerful men who have strength, inner strength, both personal inner strength plus muscles, cars, money, power, political power, fame. This is the thing that and women don't understand that. Women don't understand this either. For women watch this video, this may be a revelation to you too. Why do you date assholes? Why are all the men you date complete jerks? Because you mistake it for power. A lot of these jerks aren't powerful. They're actually weak men. Internally, they're men with low self-esteem, men with problems. Why do you date them? Because it seems like power to you. It's kind of a trick. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a trick. I don't recommend men be assholes. I think men should be decent. You should treat women decently. You know, I've made dinners. When I was married, I was with her long before I was married, though, and I made her dinner because she couldn't cook very well. And I made dinner because I like cooking and I like eating, and I didn't mind making dinner for a woman. That doesn't make me weak. I think it gives a man a certain amount of power. When I slept with women, I made sure they had orgasms first. I made sure they're always satisfied. That doesn't make me weak. That gives me power. And I had my orgasm. Worked out real well. Sexual power is another form of power. If you can really please a woman sexually, it does give you a certain amount of power. It won't save the relationship, but it does have a certain amount of power. How do you know if you're good in bed? Well, if women you've broken up with, who kind of basically don't like you, come back and want to have sex with you again, then you've got sexual power. But women who do this, their biology is telling them, that's an attractive man. It's a powerful man. They don't understand that, but that's what their biology, that's what their evolutionary biology is telling them. That's a powerful man. Oh, they're getting damp because of it. I'm not saying be a jerk, but and you might be a man like that deep inside. I was such a man, but on the outside, before I learned all this, I probably came off as weak because I was just too nice, you know. I was raised to be a nice person. My mother was nice. My father was a decent person. I was raised to be nice. I didn't realize that being too nice is the death knell to dating and to relationships. I'm not saying, you know, push women around or try to control women or yell at them. Not at all. I'm just saying have a line which you won't put up with. I'll give you an example. My first girlfriend, you know, had a great time, fell in love, loved her deeply. Still have feelings for them to some degree this day. Let's face it, you know. I always love these women I've been in love with. I always have some feelings for them and caring for them. But One of the things I don't like is cigarette smoking. I know I smoke cigars, but not that often, believe it or not. I smoke them when I'm on camera. I don't smoke cigars all the time. Sometimes I go for weeks or months without smoking a cigar or a pipe. But one thing I don't like is cigarette smokers. Women who smoke cigarettes, I don't, it's just a line I won't cross. They smell bad. Their flesh begins tasting different. And that's one of the video, but I'm telling you, even things down there, I'm a great lover of the oral sex. But women stop tasting good when they smoke. It changes their whole physiology. So I won't put up with it. I won't date women who smoke. I won't. I dated a couple who begged me to date them, and they said they'd quit smoking. Wouldn't do it. They're gone. In this case here, my first girlfriend, she had a friend of hers who did smoke, and they'd go out and stuff and hang out and smoke. And her girlfriend was always trying to get her to smoke cigarettes. And she would. She'd smoke a cigarette when she's out, only with her friend, which is once a week or two or once a month or whatever. And this happened a little bit more and more often. She'd come home or whatever, and I'd see her again, and I could smell it on her. I finally just told her, you know what? If you don't stop doing that, we're through. I will not put up with having a girlfriend who smokes cigarettes. I won't do it. Sorry. I love you, but I'm just telling you, I won't put up with that. I didn't yell at her. Didn't tell her, you got to stop that right now, or I'm going to get mad. I just said, I just won't put up with it. If you keep it up, I'm going to be gone. I absolutely believe you. And I wasn't kidding, and she knew I wasn't kidding. She quit. She never did it again till after we broke up finally. And then she started smoking again. Years and years and years later. The point is, you don't have to date jerks, ladies. Don't date a jerk. Don't date an abusive man or a jerk. Don't mistake that for power. A lot of that control freak stuff doesn't come from power. It comes from weakness and low self-esteem. Women like confidence, and a man who has self-esteem and respects himself. That's not the same as being abusive or being a domineering man. Being a dominant man, you might call that kind of man dominant, but that's not the same as domineering. Being a dominant man who has rules and a code lives by. There's an old saying, a man must have a code. That personal power, that personal dominance, if you'll call it that, and you can fake it. You can kind of fake that. I mean, I wasn't, I didn't actually let that side of myself come out when I was much younger, like, say, at those gun shows. I saw this idea, this twisted idea in my mind that being nice got me things in life. And when I gave up on that, and I started doing that, 25 years ago, 30 years ago at gun shows, I began to realize that, people don't respect that. They don't respect weakness. They respect power and strength. And it's not the strength to be mean or be vicious or domineering or be a killer. It's the strength to say no. And that personal power, all of us as men can cultivate. You got to stop giving a shit. When you talk to girls, you got to stop giving a damn whether or not you're going to date them or have sex with them or not. That can't be your goal. Just talk to them and have fun and enjoy their company and get them to enjoy your company. Make them laugh. Treat women like you would one of your friends. Your friends being a dumbass, you can say, yeah, don't do that, you dumbass. Don't smack the women, but I mean, don't do that. What's wrong with you, you stupid fool? Jesus, what are you doing that for? Knock it off. What are you doing that for, I'm not saying be that critical, but I'm just saying, in a nice way, treat them like you would, your male friends, in a sense. Don't treat them like they're special, like they're angels sent from heaven, oh my God, I gotta worship you because you're a woman. Women might marry men like that sometimes to use them because they instinctively know they can, but I'll tell you a little secret. I'm going to mention this in passing, but there was a study done in England, a long, very exhaustive, long-term study of women and men, married women. This is horrifying. It's a horrifying study. They found out through genetic testing that, in England anyway, 40% of the children in marriages were not children of the married man, the husband. 40% were from other outside men, these women who've been sleeping with and having sex with. Even more terrifying. Again, a very exhaustive study. And I don't think the women knew this is what they were studying, but they studied the menstrual cycles and the fertility rates of women. Women who were cheating on their husbands, some of which were cheating, a lot of which, that was what the study was really all about, I guess. And they found out that women would, without knowing they were fertile at the time, without really knowing they were fertile, when the most fertile time was, when that several days when they were the most fertile in the month or whatever, these women would instinctively refuse sex to their husbands and go have sex with their lovers. That's when they wanted to have the most sex with the man on the side. And they would refuse sex to their husbands during that time. These aren't women who were checking their fertility. They had no idea when they were most fertile. But during those days they were the most fertile, they instinctively went and had sex with dominant, bad boys, if you want to call them that, strong men, and refused sex with their husbands. There's evolutionary reasons for that. It doesn't say much for marriage, I'll tell you that right now. But the point is, women are sexually attracted to strong, dominant men. Men who are strong mentally and also who are powerful. It's a horrifying statistic. It doesn't say much for marriage, that's for sure. And your safety as a man. So what I'm saying to you is, don't date jerks if you're a woman. Date a good, decent man. And you can't help but be attracted to men who have some strength and some personal power. If you're a man, portray that power. Learn how to be that kind of a guy. Learn how not to give a damn. Okay? Paul Elam, who I started watching years ago, he made a comment, made a video once talking, one of his earlier videos talking about how he used to belong to some social club or something like that, some club he used to go to with men and women. I don't know if it was a dating club or what it was. I don't think it was just a bar. It was the same people. He would go there, as a young man, and he would, walk around and try to get with women and ask for numbers and this and that. He's trying to get a girlfriend really badly, he wanted one really badly, and that's the first problem. If you want one that badly, you're screwed. He would go there, and finally one day it just dawned on him. Kind of being the gun show thing. Next time I went to the social club with women and men, he acted like he didn't give a shit. He talked with the guys, and with the guys, had drinks, pretty much ignored these women in the club. Stopped trying to get with them and stuff. And basically treated them like, you're talking to me. Guys are talking to me. Sorry about that. I lost my ash. It's a hot ash too. I have a smoking hot ash. Anyway, he went back to the club with a different attitude, which is fuck you basically. Not a mean attitude, not being a jerk, but just an aloof kind of attitude. And next thing you know, 2 or 3 of those women were hitting on him. Myself, in my own life. This is when I was married, so I wasn't interested in cheating, but me and a friend, we would go to bars once in a while, when they allowed smoking. We'd smoke cigars together once a month or two. Smoke cigars, especially in the wintertime. We went to this one local little club. It was a bar, but it was kind of a nice, quiet bar, very high class. And we went out, and it had a little raised area up toward the back of it. It was kind of empty, generally, and there was lots of tables on the floor. It wasn't a big place, but a very high class place. We went there one night with some new cigars. I gave him a cigar. I bought a nice cigar. And we lit these cigars up and started smoking the cigar. We sat there looking at the room, kind of sat back and we're smoking the cigars and talking to each other. This is when I was married, so we didn't have a lot of game back then. I was married, didn't need a lot of game, I guess. But we smoking these cigars and talking, not loud, just talking, amongst the two of us. Joking around, telling jokes we do and talking about stuff and life and things and this, enjoying, each other's company, as men can do. And I noticed there were a couple tables of women, pairs of women who were there, obviously single women, I assume looking for male company. And all of a sudden, I noticed these women kept looking back at us. Kept looking back. Kept looking at us. When a woman keeps staring at you and looking at you repeatedly, that's a sign. That's a sign they find you attractive. They're attractive. They want to know about you. They're looking at you. Now, at first I thought, they don't like us smoking these cigars in this bar. But we were in an area of the bar, this lounge, it was a lounge what it was, where we were well away from them. We weren't bothering anyone with our smoke. Our smoke was being drawn away, by filters and things that this place had. And I realized this isn't because of the cigars. It is partially because of the cigars. It's because me and my friend were smoking cigars. We looked authoritative with them. We're a couple guys. We look kind of macho, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't intending to look macho. But we also didn't give a shit about them. We weren't trying to hit on girls. We weren't talking to the girls. We were talking to each other, and looking out at the crowd, and it wasn't really very crowded. But we looked. It was mainly just little tables with, drinks and stuff. It was a dance floor, but there was no band playing. One reason I liked this bar, I did a lot of dating at this bar later on. It was quiet. There wasn't a lot of noise, so you could talk to people. And these women just kept looking at us and staring at us, looking back at us. Girls from clear across the bar. kind of looking at us, and I realize it's because we look like we're strong guys. We look dominant, strong. What do you want to call it? We look fascinating to them. Kind of, I don't know what do you want to call it. I can't really, but that's what it was. We became attracted because we didn't give a shit about them. We were smoking these cigars. We looked. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. But a lot of the guys who are in the game and into pickup, stuff like that, they say wear funny hats and big glasses and all these weird things, because it does make them look unusual and different. I think that's a little bizarre personally. Maybe it works in New York clubs and LA clubs, I don't know, because people wear strange things. But it's all the same thing. You look different, you look unusual, you're going your own way, It's like they say, a lot of times a guy gets hit on most by women when they're not trying to pick up a girl. A lot of married guys find women hitting on them all the time. This is why. Because they don't care anymore. Because they're already taken. Because women want what they can't have, just like everybody else. Fat people want to be thin. Skinny people wish they could gain weight. Tall people wish they were a little bit shorter sometimes, just too tall. Short people want to be tall. Just the way it is in life. Everyone has something they want because they don't have it. Poor people want to have money. Rich people kind of realize money can be a burden. Anonymous people want to be famous. Famous people think it sucks to be famous. And women want what they can't have. They want what they can't get. Anyway, there you go. I don't know where I'm going to go next with this series. Maybe this is the end of it. I don't know. I might make a few more videos about this subject, I guess. There's lots more to talk about as far as women and this and that and stories to tell and things to understand. You don't have to date jerks if you're a woman. You don't have to be a jerk to get women. I know a lot of guys, the jerks get women, You get them because they appear dominant and they appear strong. That's how they get them. A lot of women cheat with guys who are dominant and strong. That's why women, we'll talk about some of that in the next video here again too. No subjects I'll talk about with you. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you in the flip-flop. And again, if you have questions about sex, love, or relationships, write me through the YouTube email system and I'll answer your question on video. If you're a woman who's having great things going on with guys, you don't know why, write me a detailed letter, what you look like, what your life is like, the kind of guys you're with, what's going on, whatever. Be honest about it, and I'll answer the question on video as best I can. And also, I'm a sexual encyclopedia. If you have a sex question you want to ask about, again, feel free to ask, and I will answer the question. I do know a lot about that. I know something about relationships and love as well. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed Sex with Kel. We'll come back for more Sex with Kel. Such a jerk. Talk to you later. My cigar's almost gone.